You are watching a Check Out Africa video. The story of the African samurai. Almost 500 years ago, a tall African man arrived in Japan. He would go on to become the first foreign-born man to achieve the status of a samurai warrior. There are no records of Yasuke's date or country of birth, but most historians seem to believe the African soldier was born in 1555 in what was then Portuguese Mozambique, whilst others believe he was from Sudan or Ethiopia. Author Thomas Lockley suspects that Yasuke was abducted from his family as a child by Arab or Indian slave traders and trafficked through Arab countries and across the Indian Ocean. He likely worked as a slave and trained as a child soldier who fought in Gujarat and Goa in India before being hired as a valet by Jesuit missionaries from Portugal. It is at this point that Yasuke soon found himself in the care of Italian Jesuit missionary Alessandro Valignano, who asked that the black man accompany him on a mission trip to Japan. Yasuke and Valignano's entourage arrived by ship in 1579 at the port of Kukinotsu in Nagasaki, on the southern Japanese island of Kyushu, according to Lockley. Japan's fascination with Yasuke. Upon arrival, Yasuke's black skin generated a lot of interest from the native Japanese. Thousands turned out to witness his arrival in Kyoto. He took refuge in the Jesuit church, but it is believed the mob broke down the doors in order to get a glimpse of him. Apparently, some spectators were even crushed to death. He is recorded to have been over 6 feet 188 centimeters tall in an era where most Japanese men were closer to 5 feet 152 centimeters tall. This height would have made him very imposing to most indigenous inhabitants of the islands. Yasuke's rise as a samurai. The most powerful warlord in Japan, Oda Nobunaga, demanded to know who was causing such a commotion in his city. Yasuke had learned Japanese, so was able to engage in conversation. Nobunaga apparently was skeptical that Yasuke's black skin was genuine and had him remove his shirt and rub his skin with soap and water to show that it wasn't ink. The impressed warlord described Yasuke as a man stronger than 10 powerful men. Oda Nobunaga threw a party for this astounding guest and bestowed on Yasuke a large gift of cash, making him instantly rich. A few days later, Oda Nobunaga asked Valignano if he could take Yasuke into his service. Yasuke became Oda Nobunaga's weapon bearer, the position of great honor, and confidant about overseas matters. Within months he received a salary, a residence in Azuchi Castle, northeast of Kyoto, servants, and a katana sword. The katana is the symbol of a samurai warrior, so it is traditionally understood in Japan that Yasuke was the first documented non-Japanese samurai. Oda Nobunaga would invite Yasuke to dine at his table, an unusual privilege even for a samurai. The end of his samurai career. Yasuke rode into many battles and voyages with Oda Nobunaga, but his career as a samurai would not last long. In 1582, Nobunaga's general, Mitsuhide, started a coup to overthrow him. Mitsuhide stormed the temple where Nobunaga was staying in Kyoto. Nobunaga, convinced of his imminent defeat at the hands of his treacherous general, committed seppuku, ritual suicide. After Nobunaga's death, Yasuke fled back to the Azuchi Castle and entered the service of his son Oda Nobutada. His son, however, also committed suicide after suffering defeat at the hands of Mitsuhide. Mitsuhide was not very impressed with Yasuke and dismissed him as the beast, then not a true samurai. Some believe Yasuke went back to the service of the Jesuits, Christian missionaries, then served the rest of his life with them. Others think he may have been employed as a pirate, given his ample experience on the high seas and alleged physical strength. Neither outcome is certain. There are no further accounts of Yasuke in history. Legacy. The legend of Yasuke lives on in Japanese games and children's stories. He was the inspiration behind the series Afro Samurai. Hollywood is working on a movie to bring Yasuke's story to the big screen. Chadwick Boseman aka T'Challa was set to play Yasuke. Rest in power, Chadwick Boseman. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel.